Hello everyone. Today's video is about Hollywood actors who are currently battling chronic diseases. Before starting, make sure to subscribe our channel. Anthony Anderson manages type 2 diabetes, a chronic condition that disrupts blood sugar levels and demands constant attention to diet and health. Billy Porter lives with HIV, a lifelong virus that weakens the immune system but is controlled with daily antiretroviral medication today. George Clooney deals with chronic back pain, a persistent and often debilitating issue that restricts physical activity and daily mobility. Stanley Tucci is fighting oral cancer, which causes growths in the mouth or throat and typically requires surgery or radiation therapy. Val Kilmer battles throat cancer, a serious condition affecting the voice and ability to eat, breathe, and communicate clearly. Robert De Niro is undergoing treatment for prostate cancer, a disease that typically affects older men and requires ongoing medical supervision. Mark Ruffalo has an acoustic neuroma, a benign tumor that disrupts balance and hearing and may impact facial nerve function. Dennis Quaid lives with bipolar disorder, a mental health condition marked by extreme mood swings, from manic highs to depressive lows. Terry Crews struggles with depression, a mood disorder that drains energy, disturbs sleep, and affects his everyday quality of life. Daniel Radcliffe copes with dyspraxia, a neurological disorder that affects fine motor skills, making coordination and movement more difficult. Jason Momoa experiences color blindness, a condition that makes distinguishing certain colors, especially reds and greens, challenging in daily tasks. Keanu Reeves endures chronic pain, a lingering result of injuries or medical issues that impacts his physical well-being and stamina. Ray Romano is affected by heart disease, a common but serious condition that compromises heart function and increases long-term health risks. Martin Sheen deals with heart disease, which includes issues like blocked arteries and requires careful lifestyle management and treatment. Eminem suffers from chronic insomnia, making it difficult to fall or stay asleep and affecting focus, creativity, and overall health. John Goodman faces both alcoholism and depression, a dual battle of substance dependence and long-term emotional struggles needing professional support. Bryan Cranston has openly discussed his depression, a disorder that drains joy, motivation, and energy from daily life and interactions. Frankie Muniz deals with mini-strokes, also known as transient ischemic attacks, which cause temporary symptoms that mimic major neurological conditions. Jeremy Piven is living with chronic fatigue syndrome, a condition marked by extreme exhaustion that doesn't improve with rest or sleep. Howie Mandel manages OCD, a disorder that causes uncontrollable, recurring thoughts and behaviors that interfere with everyday living. Billy Bob Thornton copes with OCD, often experiencing intrusive thoughts and compulsions that can severely disrupt his mental peace. Zach Braff lives with obsessive-compulsive disorder, which leads to repetitive thoughts and rituals that are difficult to control or stop. Stephen Fry has bipolar disorder, a serious mental condition causing unpredictable mood swings, from energetic highs to depressive lows. David Harbour deals with bipolar disorder, cycling between intense emotional highs and crushing lows that disrupt routine and relationships. Jon Hamm suffers from chronic depression, a condition that dulls joy, flattens mood, and affects motivation over long periods. Jim Carrey lives with depression, a mood disorder that brings persistent sadness, low energy, and emotional withdrawal from everyday life. Ryan Reynolds struggles with anxiety, a mental health challenge causing constant worry, restlessness, and a racing mind even in calm situations. Nick Cannon is battling lupus, an autoimmune disease that attacks the body's own tissues, leading to widespread inflammation and pain. Jeff Hordley manages Crohn's disease, a long-term digestive disorder that causes pain, weight loss, and severe intestinal inflammation. Chris Hemsworth carries the APOE4 gene, which is linked to an increased genetic risk for developing Alzheimer's disease later in life. Nick Jonas lives with type 1 diabetes, a lifelong condition requiring careful blood sugar monitoring and regular insulin injections for survival. Michael C. Hall is a survivor of Hodgkin's lymphoma, a cancer that weakens the immune system and typically requires chemotherapy or radiation. Michael Richards is undergoing care for prostate cancer, a disease often caught in later years and monitored closely over time. Anthony Kerrigan has alopecia areata, an autoimmune condition where the immune system attacks hair follicles, leading to unpredictable hair loss. Montel Williams has multiple sclerosis, a nerve condition that affects balance, mobility, and strength, and requires daily management. Bruce Willis is battling frontotemporal dementia, a brain disorder that severely impacts behavior, language, and personality over time. Pete Davidson lives with Crohn's disease, an inflammatory bowel disorder that causes intense stomach pain and ongoing digestive issues. Alec Baldwin is dealing with chronic Lyme disease, known for joint pain, fatigue, and potential cognitive complications if left untreated. Charlie Sheen is living with HIV, a virus that damages the immune system and requires daily medication to remain under control. Michael York is fighting amyloidosis, a rare disorder where protein builds up in organs, eventually leading to organ failure if untreated. Will Wheaton struggles with complex PTSD, a condition resulting from prolonged trauma, leading to flashbacks, panic, and emotional distress. John J. York has myelodysplastic syndromes, a group of disorders where bone marrow fails to produce healthy blood cells effectively. Harvey Weinstein is undergoing treatment for chronic myeloid leukemia, a cancer of the blood-forming cells that requires lifelong medication. Michael J. Fox continues to battle Parkinson's disease, a progressive neurological condition that causes tremors, stiffness, and movement difficulties. Thanks for joining us till end.